Okay. I know.
Let's show you the chat over here, I guess. Guess that's live chat.
Yeah, it is.
But it just says talk chat. Can anybody hear me? Yeah. 1774, Rodney. And this thing's a piece of junk. I never even looked up a bridge. I don't know why that keeps coming up.
Hi, I'll catch the replay later, John did.
Hi, John Dilly. That's fine, buddy. You're probably at work. Yeah, my computer was trying to go live, and then it decided it was going to go into updating something. Real good time to start that. Faintly. Why is that up there again? I think it's the. So I only have 2 people in here.
Mm-hmm. Faintly.
Faintly what? Hearing me?
Turn up your volume.
I was going to say my volume's set, so my microphone meter's working.
Buffering.
Yeah, well, that ain't nothing new. Is that you, Roy, or is it? Oh, that ain't nothing important. Roy, it's as high as it will go. So we have 2 people. Wow. Guess I ain't gonna get much of a crowd, am I? Everybody's late. Type YouTube in there for me. And bring up my channel. Lots of buffering. Well, I don't know how to fix the buffering right now, guys. Unless something's not set up right on this new computer. I've been playing around with it as much as I could, but so it's not just you, Roy, being on the road, buffering, maybe? Okay, you can hear me. I thought maybe you went through a dead spot or something. I know sometimes that happens while you're in the truck. Paul, what's your phone doing? Oh, now I know who the carver is. That must be Paul. One that carves wood. That was on Golf's hangout the other night. See, it's saying that something's dropping over here, so evidently I've got this thing set up wrong. See, it's dropping frames. So I gotta, whenever I get off of here, I gotta lower the, what are they? The bytes or whatever. You know, the lower, no, they're not big megabytes. You gotta lower the, whatever they are. Or something.
The screen frames?
Yeah, the screen. See, it's saying it's dropped frames. So, evidently something ain't quite set up yet.
Yeah, 4 people.
Yeah. I'm trying to wait for some more people to come in here, guys. I'm sorry I'm late. This thing decided it was going to try to start updating something right at the time that I tried to go live. It always would happen to me. Lots of buffering here too, Rodney. Huh. Well, that's not buffing. And that's not buffing. Are you still buffering, Roy? From your phone? Yeah, dead spot. Okay. Well, yeah, you'll probably hit the dead spots because being in your truck driving. Joshika, or yeah, Joshika. Oh God, can't even pronounce names now. Hi, James. Joshua Williams, welcome to the live feed. Schoolkill River Valley, welcome to the live feed. Of course, Roy and Paul and John Dilly had to leave because he's at work. So, and this is a brand new computer as of last week. Yeah, it was around the beginning of the week. Roy Harvick is probably one of the only ones that know that I had bought it from Walmart. So, besides Golfa and Nancy Jones and a couple other people, well, Paul knows because he was in that hangout that night. So, and Scott also knows. So there's only and whoever was in the. Notice something different from me. Hey, you, stop yawning. Who's yawning? Me? Was I yawning or you? Oh, Abigail must have been yawning behind me. Whoop. Now I'm trying to crush the. And on a Thursday night, I don't know. This is getting. I can't even make it on time, and then the computer decides it's going to start doing something else. We got 5 of you in here. Not now. No, not now. Okay. Now you got her yawning, Roy. She's yawning every 5 seconds over here, I think. Well, this looks like it's freezing up. It's lagging bad. Way behind, so at least I got the chat and I got the YouTube chat counter moving. That's a good thing. That's more than I ever had when something on OBS. And then this is OBS Streamlabs, guys. This ain't the regular OBS, so no buffing, loud and clear on volume. Well, I like to hear that. Should have about 6 or 7 watching. This old computer's saying 7 on the chat counter, but I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to shut it down because I think it's trying to freeze up on me. I got to reboot it and get the stuff out of it so it can become a normal computer again. That might be a job for Abigail. Yeah, you. Oh, you. Because you're good at that stuff. Saying 5 on this one. But it said 7, maybe 2. Yeah, Abby was yawning. Okay, guys. According to this, I only have 5 of you in here, so that's a good start because I'm already going into a half hour of this. I'm not even going to go into the announcements and stuff because you pretty much know what times the live chats and stuff come on. Vinny on Friday night at 8. Sparky Wednesday 7 Eastern. Me tonight on Thursdays at 7. 2448 Toy Man needs help because of finance issues, I believe, is what was mentioned on Sparky's chat last night. I wasn't really in there a lot, so I probably wasn't really paying attention. I was working on the layout at the time. So if somebody can post that link, which I guess Roy is the only one in here that can actually do that. So you don't have to, Roy, because you're driving. You're not going to be able to. So you're the only moderator in here. So everybody else that's in here is normal, everyday guys that's been in here before. So I don't think there'll be any problem. But I'm going to go ahead and go into the project tonight because I'm already into going in a half hour of this. So I'm going to attempt to turn one cam off and turn this other one on so you can see what I'm doing. I had just did this about an hour ago. Took the find the camera. Took the my battery powered Dremel and an old cutoff wheel and just hacked away at this to make some, big deep and stuff like that. Same with if I can get this in here, maybe what I ought to do is turn this back on to do this temporarily. Let me put this. You can see the marks that I made in it. This one has deeper cuts going across. And then this one is going to be the one at the one corner out front. So we probably won't get all of these done tonight, but I'm going to work on them. So let's put these three big ones or smaller ones aside. And of course that's empty. And we're going to put some water in this cup. And I gotta turn the other can back on so you all can see.
There you go.
What?
Another drawing.
Okay, where is it? There we go. And who's that drawing of? That's the drawing my daughter just did. Abigail just did. Another drawing on this channel.
So many things.
Says train car Hot Rod Rodney 25. I'm guessing that's a tender. I'm not too sure. Kind of looks like more of a box tender or.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a box car.
Oh, a box car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna go. Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to check the door? Or do you want me to do it? Because I can't see it, so.
Yeah, I can get it.
Love you.
Love you. Okay, guys. I gotta latch the office door so we don't have a cat in here. I'm gonna put a little brown. And then this is my way of doing stuff, guys, so I know that I'll probably be told there should be more water and stuff like that. That's fine. I'm gonna what is the some of these I gotta open real quick. And I apologize for that. Some black. Hi, Chasco and Dave, NSF, N-Scale, retired semi-driver, and Creative Rails. Welcome, Boxcar Benny, to the live chat. I am kind of late, guys. The guys that just came in, so I apologize. The computer was trying to update right when I was trying to go live. Go figure. Stu Structures, welcome. So here we go. We're gonna try this. We're gonna, well, actually, I think I was supposed to dip that into the black, but it'll be all right. And those small tunnel portals, guys, that I showed you a little bit ago, they was the ones that I did last week on my live feed. I did not really like the way they looked when I put them out there on the layout, so I took and repainted over them and figured I'd try again. So sometimes, you know, that'll happen. It won't, you know, it won't look right, even though it looks right while I was doing it. So I guess, I don't know if you all can see this. Let me, you know, it looks like you're looking at the plate of paint more than you was. That's getting a little like a grayish, blackish look because of the white and the black going in there. Of course, black and white makes gray. So if you don't have gray on hand, you just take your black and white and you can dilute it down with some water and make a lighter gray. Or if you want a darker gray, you just add more black, more white, till you get the color you want. And I think I put a hole in there. Imagine that. I guess you could call that a hot rod factor. A hole right there. Looks like I nicked it pretty good with the Dremel earlier. With the cutoff wheel that I used. I was just going at it down there in the train shed real quick and just, you know, roughing it up some. I'm actually going for like a gray, like this is turning out, guys. If you can see that, get it on the right cam here, because I turned the cam on my computer off, because this one's a little better for doing this, because I can get it closer rather than trying to adjust the computer up and down. And I'd rather have this cam on than trying to have my computer everywhere and then have paint all over it. It's the last thing I really actually need. So, especially when it's a new computer. And I'm not sure what this is. There's some kind of message on there. I'm not seeing nobody new in here yet. Golfa was on first link earlier. I'm going to try a little bit of green in this gray paint. I don't think it's going to hurt it any. It's just going to give it a little green effect here and there. Not that the foam ain't already green. And I do, for you guys that don't know, I am a freelance modeler. So, however this turns out, it doesn't really matter to me because, you know, it's my railroad, and I don't model anything prototypical because, of course, that's the reason I named my layout in the train shed the out of scale railroad, because everything out there is basically not built in scale. Everything that I do is my own ideas. Besides for a few other, you know, odds and ends that I see on YouTube that I redo in my own way. So basically, it is my own ideas, but this is just, you know, who I am. I just model whatever that I like, and I go with it. And it, you know, if I get tired of it, I can always change it. I mean, there's no limitations to what you can do, or what you have to do, or what you can do. You can do whatever you want because it's your railroad, and no one's really gonna worry about it because it's something that you created and made up. And that's what the layout out there is. It's basically probably what a lot of people still call toy trains. I don't really call them toys because my dad's Lionel stuff is metal. I don't really consider a metal object a toy because you know, it's heavy and it's metal. Um, and you know, they called them toy trains back then. That, you know, that's totally fine. You started underneath a Christmas tree every year and you had one train. You know, I understand that, but to my personal opinion, nothing I have is toy trains. I mean, including Tyco and Lifelike and Bachmann and all that kind of stuff. Older, I don't consider them toy trains. They're all model trains to me. You can still run Tyco stuff, you know, as a regular model railroad train. So, but you know, that's my personal opinion. So, you know, I'm not saying that some of it don't look, you know, look like a toy. I'm, you know, I ain't got nothing to that because, you know, there is some cheaper stuff back then that was, it does look more like a toy more than it would, you know, an actual engine, but, or rolling stock. So, yeah, I really got a hole right there. That spot that I showed you all a little while ago. That hole's deep in there. Like somebody took a, not a hatchet, but, digging, not a digging iron, but a pick, like a railroad pick or something, and just took and hit the rock. and just busted it all. And here's another spot right there. It's a big gouge. And like I said, I was just playing around and rushing around trying to rough some stuff up and give it a little bit of detail look. So I think this is turning out pretty good. I'm surprised because I don't really have a lot of skills on weathering stuff. I mean, but you know, I just start mixing colors together, and you know, it comes out somewhat like I want it to look like. And I'm sorry if I'm missing anything in the chat, guys. Rodney, don't use old, outdated spices again on. Oh, cousin, the mice. Yeah, I learned my lesson on that one. I had no idea that a mouse was gonna eat my scenery. Coffee grounds. Now, I don't think they'll actually eat coffee grounds as much as they would chili powder and. But I have not heard that mouse out there since. So I don't know if he left town, left the shed, or if something actually got to his stomach and he couldn't find water or what. But I have not heard any pitter patter of feet, and I have not seen him. I seen him once. I know he was like a brown or white collared type mouse, and I don't normally see a brown mouse around here. So he must have been some kind of possible field mouse or something, or maybe even somebody left their pet or something out. I don't know. I'm real surprised that maybe one of the cats got him because they was carrying a mouse the other day up here to the driveway. So maybe they found him. Usually they find the gray mice. I kind of like that. If I can get that on camera, it's coming out like a grayish, blackish. It's got a little white in it here and there. I'm kind of liking that look. I mean, it's probably going to need like burnt umber and stuff in the deep gulges, whatever you want to call them, that I did with the cutoff wheel earlier, because they're actually covering up with the same collar. So I want to try to get a different collar inside of them, make it look like the collar inside the rock. But I kind of like that. I'm kind of, yeah, I think it's really actually lacking some blackened spots, but the gray is kind of good too. I mean, there's another, you can see the big spots, deep spots. Well, camera's backwards, I'm going the wrong way. Over here, up here, where I hit the foam too hard with the old cutoff wheel. So notebook still in slow mo. Maybe It's all nice, but a pain if I go DCC. And once in a while, guys, I'll get a little green in here just to make it look like, you know, it's aged and got a little bit of growth, old growth stuck on it. I mean, it, you know, like I said, it's not going to have to be perfect for my railroad because it's an out of scale railroad and it's a freelance railroad, and it's my dream railroad that I have not ever got to actually put scenery and stuff like that on. It was always an old way of doing stuff when my dad was doing it, and it was always, you know, went out and bought mountain paper in a pack real cheap and took a sheet of it and crumbled it up and uncrumbled it and tacked it up with thumbtacks on the cardboard lattice, and that was basically our mountains. That's what they did back then. So move your camera back every time you move the camera buffers. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know how I'm going to do that though. Let me see if I can get the light out of there just a little bit. Get these out of the way. And I don't know why it would be buffing every time I move. I'm gonna have to look into seeing if I got if I can get different settings in here. Chat is in slow-mo. Paul set up that way to give mods a chance. I am buffering. I cannot keep the feed up. Yeah, I'll have to see about my settings in this new computer. I'm just glad to have something that the thing hasn't knocked me off the air, and you know, till I figure it out, I may have to go to YouTube for a while or something and just keep playing around with the OBS, just testing or something till I get it. Yeah, I'm kind of liking the green and the brown in there. Probably won't be able to see it too much because of the light and all that on it, but I'm kind of liking it. So anyway, we're almost to 8 o'clock. So if you guys want to go ahead and promote your channels, feel free to. Because I probably won't be on here no later than 8:15. So processor. It's a brand new computer. I hope it ain't the processor. Good thing this was on a tray. We got water spilt. I'll have to check into it, see if I can lower the whatever that is called that you lower down. Because it's saying something about I'm dropping frames or something, whatever that means. And I've been busy doing other stuff, so it's kind of hard to get on here and mess around. Is that a tunnel portal? Yes. The reason it's a wide, it looks like a double or triple portal is because it sets in on a slant over here on the end of my layout there at the Preston, or at the bridge that goes across from Prestonburg, and it'll be on a slant, so therefore when it comes around the corner it's got to have clearance on both sides, so that's the reason it's wide like that. I didn't have no other choice because it was on a curve. So that's the reason for that. But I kind of like that because it's a gray and black, white. It's got some mossy green mixed in with it. It could probably use some burnt umber to give it some some brownish, more brownish look, because this is brown oxide I think I'm using, so but you can't even tell that brown is right there. It's so light. So I might try to get some of the burnt umber into the crevices and every place where my wheel, my cutoff wheel on my Dremel went in deep. So go ahead and put your channel numbers up there, guys, and because I ain't gonna be on here any longer than I usually am, unless we go 15 minutes or something over to make up the hour. So Nancy's in here, Ralph's in here. Ralph, if you don't mind, can you put the container, or not container, 2448 Toyman's link up here, the one that because he's needing help. Since Roy is driving, or Nancy, if Nancy's still in here, she could do it. It don't matter. Yes, angled. It's just the way I built that area, and I just built it out so this would set up on top of the next piece of foam and act like a barrier up on top that you won't even actually see. It's just a piece on top of a piece, and then this piece goes up against the piece that's supporting the foam end, and it just leans up against the bigger piece right in front of the hole that's cut. So Yep, long cars would have to have an issue. Well, I don't run too many long cars, stew structures, because of I'm using 15 radius and 18 radius, so I'm very old school. Um, 15 is just what I always knew to be the cheapest when I was a kid, and I bought so much of it that I never wanted to replace it because I already had the money into it. I mean, I'm a sectional track person and a flex track person. So I only use flex track where, I can use it, and the rest of it is, pieces, or I cut it to fit it in, or however. So, okay, Stew Structures 318, Ralph Greenwood 251. All of you are having so much trouble with Rodney Stream, and I'm constantly moving, and it's just buffering a little for me. Yeah, I don't know why everybody's having so much issues, because but I will have to figure out what this is coming up for. 21 frames or something dropped. That has something to do with setup. So Nathan DeLay, welcome. Let's see, Boxcar Benny has been in here. And I'm got kind of a cold, guys, so my voice might be a little choppy. I don't know where I got a cold from. I'm gonna guess maybe from Abigail being stuffed up coming from her mother's. Or somebody might have gave it to her in school or something. Okay, guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. And I'll do some more work to this, get it how I want it. And when I do an update, layout update video, you'll see it on there probably. These got a little deep when I did them, so I'll be really dipping some paint in them cuts in there. This one's not real bad, but I think some burnt umber or burnt sienna might take care of those. So and this one, well, it'll be in part of this tunnel anyway. So the only thing you'll actually see is something like that coming out to the bridge, and it's just gonna take and split the scenes. Thank you, Nancy, for putting that up there. I appreciate it. I wasn't really on Sparky's a lot last night, so I wasn't really paying a lot of attention and that kind of stuff. But I did hear something about he needed help, finances or something like that. So